And the jeans still look good.
Hello, hello, hello. How y'all doing? Come on through. Where are my small business owners? I find it not robbery to have this conversation, especially the fact that we are now moving away from Black History Month. This is a conversation that we need to keep going. Come on in. Come on in. Anybody who's thinking about running a business, clients, consumers, nonprofit businesses, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We need to have this conversation. Good morning. It's early, y'all. I know some people probably at work, but I'm just gonna get started. So this is like a impromptu, like just something I did not plan. So every day around certain time of the morning, my husband and I meet, and when I'm working, we meet in the evening to discuss what we're gonna do with our business and how we're gonna grow and adding on to things to the things that we want to do. And we were talking about people who there's a lack of support for small businesses. You know, we noticed that, a lot of people noticed that, especially during the pandemic. You know, my hats are off to people who decided to run a business and start a business in the middle of the pandemic. People who were innovative and who had the boldness to go out there and do what they need to do. But y'all, we need to have this conversation about supporting small businesses, because what I've noticed, most people will allow a bigger company or a large company to rip them off, tear them to pieces financially before they pay $25, $30, $100, or $50 for things that they need in their everyday life. I'm gonna give you an example. Here you have a person who started a consulting business, okay? Who started a consulting business, and we based it off of our knowledge, okay? Or somebody says, well, I know, Charlotte, this is business. This is a competitive world. This is a competitive world that we live in. So, you know, whenever someone sees something innovative, you know, they have a knack for it, they grab at it. But I want people to understand the time and the labor that it goes into a business is not easy. The first people who we reach out to for support is family members, friends, church members. We reach out to all of those people, you know. But what I'm here for, I'm here to speak to people. I don't care if you selling shea butter. I don't care if you selling lip gloss, fingernail polish, teddy bears for emotional support. I don't care what you are doing or deciding to do. A t-shirt company. Do not allow anyone to minimize what you do. They don't know the hard work, the sweat equity that you put and the time that you put into building your brand, into building your business. And it's not easy. You have to be constantly innovative. You have to find systems that work to connect people to your business. First of all, you have to be emotionally tied into what you're doing. Most of the business owners I see who have businesses, sometimes they don't even reflect who they are or the knowledge that they have. And one of the reasons why I push all the time, if you know me since I started this business a year ago, that this is a knowledge-based business. Consulting. Let me say, well, what is consulting? I don't need consulting. You are consulted all the time by your doctor, by your lawyer, by that person who you pick up the phone and you talk to and counsel with. That's consulting. You have a marriage that you wish to repair, whether it be through clergy or spiritual, that is consulting. Okay? There are so many people consulting right now in their area of expertise that it's a popular growing thing. But I want people to understand there's some of us who went to college and paid tuition, or who went to get certifications to become a coach. And we've spent a lot of time and money and invested into our businesses. And people do not understand. When you come to me and you say, well, I need you to consult me. Oh, well, that's something you could have gave me for free. Or that's something you could, that is your opinion. That is what you are thinking, right? This is not to bash anyone. I'm just giving my small business owners something to think about. You know, you have to put yourself in center yourself in a space. First of all, I'm led by God. So wherever he takes me, I'm going. So put yourself in that position and in that space where you could be motivated by those around you to help you propel your business. Okay? Because friends and family is not going to always understand what you're doing. You have to break it down to them. If I share with them every moment that, or when you call me on the phone and you say, Charlotte, I need to know if the state have a van for people who have charities, and will they give their vans that they probably sitting on a lot somewhere that is used, and I need to know how can I apply for that. Now that's a resource that I probably could provide for free, right? But for you to sit on the phone with me for 2 to 3 hours with your notepad and taking all the information that I'm giving you to go and build your brand, I'm supposed to give that to you for free? No, it don't work like that. Know your worth. Dear small business owners, I don't care what you are doing. Know your worth. Do not allow people to minimize it. Just because individuals don't understand what you're doing, you tell them, they take the service, they don't, and you keep it moving. You keep it moving. This encouragement is for all of you who are thinking about doing something that you love doing the most. I'm an educator, I'm an advocate, political science and government major. Now I'm an aspiring attorney. So I have knowledge of those things based on the experience and the connections that I have. I'm able to walk through doors that most of the average people around me are not able to do. So, whatever happened, this is what we talked about, my husband and I. Whatever happened to people giving a love offering? Whatever happened to people saying, listen, she said here, he said, without us even saying anything. Here, I'm going to put $50 on it. I'm going to give you $100 to invest. Or these are people who I'm talking about. It's around you, your close circle, that say they love you and they show it. It don't always have to be financial. It could be IP. What is IP? Intellectual property. It could be intellectual property. And right now, and most of you know, I have been working on graphics for a very long time. And a lot of people see my work and say, oh, wow, you have come a long way. Like what you're viewing right now that keeps repeating on loop is something that I created for our consulting firm that's called a thumbnail. Well, this is a thumbnail with moving parts. So it has animation to it. So people have been paying me to do what you see right now for their YouTube seminars, online courses, or whatever they need. People are paying for that. They are paying top dollars from companies. It's like you need to see a brick and mortar with a name on the front of it for you to be able to invest. And I understand that is business. People pay for what they know and they're used to. If your marketing is great and your marketing is up to par, of course, you're able to do that. You're able to matriculate through those doors and allow someone to or capitalize off of someone else's name. What are the most famous and infamous brand names that you know? You can name them now that are no longer obsolete, that are no longer irrelevant. People rather walk inside of an office and see a name on the wall or a celebrity or someone they know to spend money. I just want my small business owners to don't give up, keep on pushing. We know in our hearts that we can move a person from a stagnant position to a thriving position. From a stagnant position to a thriving position. And I am not, like right now, I'm just really sharing my thoughts of our morning meetings that my husband and I had. We are the sole proprietors of our company, and we're building our company. And we know it takes time. This is not our first rodeo. We've been consulting for years. Thank God, coming March the 13th, we will be married 13 years. When I first married my husband, he had property, rooming housings, which he put in the hands of me. Listen, he put that in my hands and put the keys in my hands, and I had no choice but to learn how to run those properties. Let me tell y'all something. That was one of the most interesting experiences that I have ever had in my life. The way the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the city of Philadelphia deals with housing or rooming housing, rental properties is just extranomical. So will we get back into that? Yes. Now we're planning to do some things with property that he has down south. You know, we have assets. I want people to know small business owners work hard to get where they are. They may have to work a little bit harder than your mainstream or your Fortune 500 companies or these big companies that have patents and copyrights to their logo, their language, their jingles. These people can afford that. But small business owners, we're not an S corporation. We haven't changed. Some of us are not an S corporation. We don't have employees. We are the sole proprietors. So when the next time that you deal with a small business owner, think about all the things that they have to go through just to make a decent living, just to be able to move around. I think if I didn't thank God, if I did not learn the things that I learned, my overhead would be so much more expensive. This is why I'm able to consult someone and tell them how to move from a stagnant situation to a thriving situation because of my experience. Learning how to go through the loopholes, around the loopholes that keep small businesses down. Some of you say, well, Charlotte, you only been in business for a year. No, I have been in the business for almost 10, 12 years, just in different facets and different forms. We just decided to compile all of the businesses and the work that we've been doing and put it under C&T Brown Consulting LLC. Consulting is not my head is off to people who do consulting. I'm telling you, because people will try their best to talk you into giving them information that they know they will go and pay another company for top dollar to get it from you for free because they know you or they don't believe you on the level where they want you to be. So, it's all about your marketing, all about your branding, and it's all about being authentic. Your authentication. How are you as an individual? Do you give and freely give at times when you need to? And do you demand that type of respect for your small business? So, dear small business owners, before I leave, I want you to know that you do not have to minimize what you do. No one understands the hard work and equity that you put into your business. So, you have to demand that, and you also have to be reasonable and fair with your prices. When a person don't understand, have patience and be passionate about what you're doing. And guess what? If that person decides not to do business with you, go somewhere else. Be a little bit more innovative and find other ways to do it. For most people, they look at me as a consultant. Because I have to address this because a lot of people like consulting. Well, the ones who are asking the questions, well, my husband and I have been consulting you all this time. All this time. You'll call us years later and say, oh, I remember when you gave me the information and it saved my house. Or I remember when you gave me the information and I went and put together a vehicle for little to nothing. Or I remember when you told me that I had to sign this piece of paper, and if I didn't know I had to sign this paper, all of my assets would have been gone away. Some of you are so used to getting that information for free that, you know, you don't want to pay for it. You get uncomfortable. You get comfortable and don't want to pay for it. And then after you get the information, you act like the person never even shared it with you. So I want small businesses to understand, don't listen to people. Don't listen to them when they tell you what you do and what you don't know. You know. You stay focused. You continue to build your brand. You continue to, listen, I didn't go and get a company to hire a company to do this. I want to go do this for myself. Before you know it, I will be in a brick and mortar. But I'm building my brand. You know, I'm building back my clientele, and I'm doing it nationally. This is a great and a golden opportunity for people now, more now than ever, to build their businesses virtually while we're still in this pandemic mode. You know, some people say, well, yeah, we're at the endemic because of the herd immunity, but we still have things going on. So I want to encourage you, whether it's in real estate, whether you're selling products, you know, clothing lines, whether you're selling wig caps, you know, whatever you're doing, make sure that you are innovative daily. Make sure your health, that's another one. Your health is intact. How can you expect to do what you need to do with your business if your health is not intact? My husband and I understood that we needed a life change and that we had to start eating healthy, taking our herbs and exercising. It seems hypocritical to me to share something with someone about how to thrive when I'm not even doing everything I'm supposed to do. Now, people say, well, you can learn from a dummy. Okay? That expression came from, there's always something that somebody knows that you may not know. And it don't matter who they are. And, you know, and I tell people, when I'm dropping gems, you're supposed to pull out a basket and grab you some. I'm not asking you to follow me on social media. I don't need no likes. I am about holistically changing individual lives from a stagnant situation to a thriving situation, from holistic health through education. It's a movement that we all should be working together on. We'd rather go and pay other companies and work with other groups of people than to support our own black companies. Small businesses, especially black owned, we need your support. We need your support, and we want to keep it going collectively, and we want to share. We want to raise up the other generation so they can know what to do. Don't wear and tear your body down so hard where you don't leave assets for your children. A lot of these children who committing these crimes around the community, they don't have a nest egg, or they don't have the education, or they don't have someone speaking to them to tell them, to give them what they need to do to thrive. And you get old and all beat up and don't have nothing to give, or you have all of this knowledge and you haven't shared it. You know, I'm only saying share it with the ones who are willing to take it in. Start with them first. We don't have to always be in the front of a complaint session where, I'm talking to people. You, Charlotte, you talking to the preacher to the choir. You talking to people who don't want to do it. I want to look at it in a little bit more of a positive light. Let's find some people, some young people, or people who have the same like mind like you, and build together. These small businesses are a lot of them are not thriving where they want to. They have to go do things that's outside of their mission to get extra money, and they shouldn't have to do that. You know, and if you're comfortable where you are with your little money, say, well, I'm fine. I'm not, listen. Most people who are like that are either over 60 and over, who's lived their lives and have more years behind them than in front of them, so they're a little bit more comfortable. I'm talking about people who are in their late 20s, their 30s, and their 40s, who are thriving to put themselves out there and to make someone else's life not easy, but the quality of their life better. Most of these businesses that people have is poison for the community. And that's my opinion. It's no good. Like, I will not be selling cakes and pies to the community, especially if I tell them in leisure without giving them an alternative. Especially when I know African Americans, blacks, are prone to heart attacks, cardiovascular issues, diabetes, all types of things. So when you and then I'll tell this to the clients and the customers, potential clients and customers, when you're looking for businesses, make sure that they fit with their mission statement and fit into what you are looking for. Know what to look for. Know what to look for in these businesses, because if it's a business that's really doing more harm than helping, you just move on. I'm not trying to save the world. I want to make people quality of life better. And that's one of the reasons why my husband and I decided to become consultants. I see a lot of people saying they're consultants. You have to be a consultant in your knowledge base, what you know, what you're good at, your expertise, your experience, and be open to be relevant and to know more. To know more and to learn more. But yes, I wanted to just share that because it was on my mind. It was on my heart. Today at 4 o'clock, I will be doing a presentation. Please go to CNC Brown Consulting LLC Facebook page. I'm going to go live, and I have some very interesting things that I'm going to be talking about there with small businesses. I usually don't come on my personal page, this is my personal page, to discuss this, but I do have a lot of friends in this arena who's working, and people are deciding to turn the knowledge and experience that they have in state government, city, or legal, or whatever, to turn it over into consulting. And I want to encourage a lot of them, and I want to encourage small business owners, especially young people. So we have something coming up in the spring where we're going to have an expo, a business expo that's involving youth, one of its kind, that's probably never been seen before in Philadelphia. And we're going to highlight businesses of young people. There are some talented young people out here that have businesses that most of us don't know anything about. We want to bring them all in one location, in one space, and showcase them. And we're going to go out and support them. We're going to support them because this is how we keep it going. We have a very, very low percentile in Philadelphia. 1% of small black-owned businesses. We need to grow that. I'm coming away from behind the desk, and I'm mobile. I'm virtual. I'm moving. This is a moving part mobile consulting services that I provide. I provide services on every level. And most people who question it, they have to get in on a consultation call with someone else, and like, oh, wow, Mr. and Mrs. Brown is very knowledgeable in those areas. Well, we're knowledgeable because we worked in that arena. We have experience or education in the area. We're not going to talk about things that we do not know. We have other experts that comes along with us who partnership and subcontract with us to share those additional information. You'll be surprised what you can get out of a consultation. How to grow, where to go to grow your business, who to deal with, how to deal with them. Business etiquette. It took me about 10 years to learn this. And I've been working in the public with people. Oh, man. CSR has been at the forefront of my life. Customer service representation. I'm telling you, working with the public, my last most wonderful job that you all, most of you know about, is the LA1, legislation assistant to a former state representative. That was the highlight of everything that I ever done in my life, to be available or accessible at the hands of 60,000 constituents as a community outreach specialist. So I've created a book called Effective Guidelines and Effective Community Outreach Strategies Workbook to help other nonprofit organizations or NGOs. Like, I even have acronyms that you're probably not familiar with, non-government organizations, for-profits, all of these things to help you have an effective outreach team. Because if you don't have an effective outreach strategy for I don't care if it's for your nonprofit, for your business, whatever you're pursuing to do, those who are thinking about doing it, you have to have an effective plan to network and reach out and build relationships. A lot of these things that's done particularly in the city of Philadelphia is built off of bonds and relationships that people have and people they know. They only pull through the door if they know you. You know, you could be in line waiting on the ticket. That person that's standing at the door see you in a line and bring you up to the line. That's just the way it works here in Philadelphia. Now, I deal with people nationally in Tennessee, in Georgia, Louisiana. I mean, I deal with people from all over the state virtually. Like, I love the fact that I have a virtual platform where I just won't be stuck inside of the city of Philadelphia. So there's other people who are looking for your small business. Be innovative. Open up your mind to be relevant and to share more information. Show them what you have. You know, like I said, a lot of people, oh, you know, Charlotte is over there selling things that she should be giving away. You don't let that stuff bother you, because that is that person's opinion. They don't know the hard work and sweat equity and the things you had to do to get to where you are today. So be encouraged. Stay encouraged. You know, sell that home. Open up that HOA. For those who don't know what a HOA is, that is a home ownership association. I can explain all of that. Today, I will be doing a formal live on my Facebook page, C&T Brown Consultant LLC. I'll put the link in the comment when I end this video. And please join me. It's free information. Bring a pen and a pad and let's learn and grow together. Let's not be selfish, you know. And before I go, give credit to where credit is due. Give credit to where credit is due. If someone is sharing something vital to you, don't act like they never was there to help you from the beginning. You just sitting there hungry, waiting for them to give you that piece of information to propel you, and you just forget about them. That's not what we do. I am a child of God, and I believe in sharing, and any knowledge that I have, he gave it to me. So no one can steal anything from me, because he's going to keep giving to me. He is the Almighty God. He knows all. He sees all. As the more and more he put it into me, I'm going to give it to others. And he surrounds me around people who are like-minded like myself. Don't take that for granted. Support your small businesses, especially the Black-owned. As we leave Black History Month, I want you to look for a small business, a Black-owned small business. Look it up, Google it. I don't care what it is. Find out what they are, what they're doing, and support them. Even if it don't have to be financial. You guys just run from finances. Y'all run from money. You would rather someone to send you a bill in the mail, not dispute it and take it to a civil court when you know for a fact that you could be in the right. Call in and make a payment, and make that payment to that company before you would give someone $25. $25. I have downloadable content on my website right now for a request for proposal. I'm even explaining it. It's a video next to the request for proposal, an outline, a business strategy and plan outline. I have something for professional development and business strategy online course. I have that workbook, and instead of adding products to my system, and a lot of the stuff is free because I want to see what it looks like, me living in a community in a world where I'm the only one thriving. Like, that don't make sense to me. That does not make sense to me. And you know, it was this live really came about because my husband made me think. He said, honey, you spend more hours on the phone consulting people than they sewing back into you. And I said, you know what, honey? Yeah, I said, in the beginning, I did a lot of that. And I said, I really backed up from doing it. And I don't mind sharing information. Now, resources that can be shared, that's public, that's made public, where somebody can go and search it and find it, I'm not charging people for that. Consultants who do that, listen, that's a shame on you. Don't do anything like that. Let me tell you something, Miss Benita. Yes, I have requests for proposals to prepare you for grant writing. Because I work for state government, I have certain insight and advice that I could give you, but I'm going to connect you to Tiara Jones, who actually helps develop nonprofit organizations. See, that's what I'm all about. I don't keep it for myself. I go and share it with someone else. So I'm going to tag Tiara Jones, Tiara Jones in this live here and connect you to. But if you like a consultation with me, the first 30 minutes of my consultation is free. Anything after that, the prices varies, but the first 30 minutes of my consultation is free. And I'm gonna give y'all an example. I remember there was a woman, and this was out of ignorance too. That's why I said look up the company and see what their knowledge-based information is. There's a woman who had real estate property, a building, and she didn't know what to do with it. And I remember my husband telling me, honey, based on my experiences being partner, he's partnered with a demolition company that's black owned in the city of Philadelphia, who have all the equipment that you could think of. He's the only black man in the city of Philadelphia who has that. He can build up a home, build up properties, and tear them down in a matter of minutes, seconds, few years, 6 months, whatever. So he said, whenever we go and get buildings, we always check the roof first. So I remember when he said that. Most people don't know that when a person sells their building, they say as is because they have roof damages. And you have to go and get an engineer to check the structure and make sure that it's structurally sound as to whether it should be demoed or not. Don't you know? He said it was going to start out at $120,000 to repair that roof. So when the woman sat down and talked to me, I was able to consult with her and provide that information for her. Now, the ignorant part was I told her to put a tower on top of the building to help pay for the roof. And the reason why I say that, yes, that was good, because if you did not know, you can get a tower put on your roof at $17,000 a year. Oh, yes, some of y'all didn't know that. All of these phone companies. But what I didn't realize a few years later is that it would be a bad thing, because now we have 5G, which deals with the EMF. The EMF. So some of you know what that is. Electronic magnetic fields, which is like a big, huge microwave on top of your building, which, causes all type of challenges. But once I learned how to ground it with the sapphire, with the different crystals and things, the more you grow, the better, more you grow. And I learned how to do that. But for her, it was a benefactor because she needed the roof fixed. She went and got the tower on top of the building. They paid her $17,000. She got that money. I think it was 6 months, every 6 months. It had to be a little bit more. She took that money and got the roof fixed. Bam. We sat down for free. There was a consultant. She thanks me. Listen, that woman be looking for me all the time. She's like, I don't know where you get this information from, this knowledge you got from, but most of the things, and there's some other things I told her. She said, most of the things that you have shared with me and showed me how to do, it has changed my life. And my husband and I have been able to save people's homes, to get repairs for them. I'm not talking about things that the state government and the federal government offer. And that's another thing. These different cities and states are built different. Their government systems are different and their people are different. But because we had the foundation and I had the knowledge and the education, I was able to go into other cities and direct them in the same way, and they got the same help. Same help. So, consultants are needed. Small businesses, we are underappreciated, and for those who have the small little mom and pops in the stores, my hats is off to you, who's selling candy, food, clothes, accessories. I see you out there, and I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you to offer you some free services to open you up to another level to what you're doing. So anyway, I am out of here. I hope you enjoyed my session with you, just to open your mind. And please, if you're watching this, support Black-owned businesses. Please support them. If you feel like those businesses are in alignment with what you're trying to do to get to the next level. So remember, we are moving people from a stagnant situation to a thriving situation, one client or customer at a time. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed one. Please share this live. Bring people to my live later today at 4 o'clock. All right. I hope to see y'all there. Take care.